30 days, 14,000 kilometers, 3 men, a van, and a whole lot of Australia to keep us company. From southern shores and mountains to lush forests and wonders of far north Queensland and rivers and waterfalls of Northern Territory. Beautiful landscapes, diverse wildlife, winds, rain, sweltering heat, amazing sunrises and breathtaking sunsets, and an endless canopy of a night sky. Everything was in abundance. In our last episode, the road took us from the coconut forest all the way to Benaraby, and I highly recommend you to check out the previous video if you missed it. To the regular viewer, this might look unusual as we managed to get to our destination just after sunset, so we had plenty of time to set up the camp at the quiet corner along the bank of the Boyne River. We got up before dawn, packed up the van, and I managed to get some flight time capturing the early morning mists toward Awonga Lake and the sun rising behind the nearby islands and the peaceful surface of the Coral Sea. Benaraby is a small but historically and recreationally significant community located just 20 kilometers south of Gladstone and is considered a part of crocodile country. As we camped close to a river, I have spent some time in the pre-dawn gloom, intently listening to the sounds of the night. I could swear that I could hear something massive plowing through the waters, but most likely that would have been the heron taking flight, plus my imagination that has taken me back to my childhood when I was reading the books by Jules Verne, Jack London, Gerald Durrell and the like, and imagining myself traveling to the exotic lands and faraway places from the safety and convenience of my bedroom. After my morning flights, we drove back to the Bruce Highway and set on our course. Patches of morning mist were popping up here and there, sometimes covering the road with a thick blanket, but mostly sitting on the side of the road and swirling in warm morning light. Somewhere close to Yeppoon, we decided to have a short break from driving and chose the quiet town of Rosslyn as our next stop. And we could not skip climbing one of the nearest hills, as walking to the top of the ancient volcanic plug is not what happens every day, at least not to me. In the reef waters beneath some of the lookouts, you can often spot green sea turtles and dugongs. We were not lucky with spotting any of the wildlife that day, but the rocks themselves were more than enough. The nearby Bluff Point Scenic Walk offers incredible, almost 360-degree views onto the surrounding landscape, but even the lesser-known trails provide good views and are simply stunning, though they might get a bit tedious in the hot weather. And of course, no stop along the Capricorn coast is complete without a stop at the beach, so we could not skip a quick stroll and a dip. The Keppel Bay Islands, including Great Keppel and North Keppel, visible in a distance from the viewpoints, are actually the peaks of ancient hills that were isolated from the mainland when sea levels rose after the last ice age. And, as you can see, this stretch of the Capricorn coast is quite picturesque. and begs for the traveler to pause and observe. As much as we loved the place, our goal was calling, and we got back to the van. Prior to this day, we have not seen a lot of cane plantations, though the first ones you could possibly see when traveling north are between Brisbane and Gold Coast. We have also had a glimpse of a couple of sugar mills, but this one at Proserpine is the first one that we have seen from a close distance. Of course, we could not drive past renowned Airlie Beach without having a glimpse, so we did a quick detour. I cannot say that we have been able to see much, but the short stop was well worth it, and I will definitely be back at one point. Our last drive of the day would take us to Home Hill, where we camped for the night. Home Hill is widely considered one of the best free rest areas in Queensland, and you'll shortly see why. The downside is that it gets pretty popular, so it can be tricky to find a place to park for the night. As we arrived late, we spent some time before we managed to find a spot. Just look at all the cars parked for the night. And here are some of the amenities that the town provides to travelers. It's not often you can see laundry that is this conveniently placed for travelers. And you can also find kitchen nearby, as well as the toilet block and the showers. And you cannot get more central than this, as the town centre is just a short walk away. We were back on the road before sunrise, as I wanted to get some shots of cane fields and Burdekin River in the early morning light. We have seen puffin billies earlier, but from a distance, while here we could see some up close. These are small, narrow gauge locomotives pulling hundreds of bins of cut cane to the mills. Known locally as the Silver Link, this bridge is a National Engineering Heritage landmark stretching for over a kilometre. It took 10 years to build and is one of the few bridges in Australia that carries both a highway and a railway line on the same structure. While I could plan my shots in advance, this cloud of smoke was something I could not predict, as we have not seen it in the dead of night when we arrived at Home Hill. This is a result of cane burning, a traditional practice used to prepare the crop for harvest. While it looks like a wildfire, it is a highly controlled, synchronized event, usually carried out at dusk or overnight. One of the reasons for meticulous planning is simple. Still air forces the smoke to form a column without covering and choking nearby towns and roads. And just look at the beauty of it. However, I must note that these sites are getting more and more rare, as farmers are switching to a different method of utilizing the cane leaves, shredding them and leaving them on the ground as a blanket, helping to retain soil moisture and preventing weeds. Here is another one of the sugar mills fuming with what seems like smoke. But unlike the smoke from burning, these thick white plumes rising from a sugar mill are mainly steam. The sugar industry was green long before it was trendy. By using cane fibre for fuel, Queensland mills avoid burning millions of tons of coal every year and often produce more energy than they consume. By the way, even though the riverbed is mainly dry in the video, this area is known for legendary floods. The reason the Burdekin River floods so spectacularly is its 130,000 square kilometre catchment. To put things into perspective, that's roughly the size of Greece, or 30% larger than the territory of Iceland. As I filmed the area from above, we have noticed another peculiar phenomenon very particular to this area. The large, charred flakes of Burdekin leaves that drift out of the smoke and blanket everything inside are known as black snow. It's a classic sign of the harvest season, and there is also a TV series under the same name which is set across various locations in Queensland. And here are some photos taken on a road from between Benaraby to the banks of the Burdekin River.
The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Hold my soul, hold on tight. This day is breaking through the light. Oh, 'cause the best is yet to come.
And with that, I wanted to thank you for watching, and if you'd like to follow this journey, please consider subscribing to the channel. This means the world to me. You can find links to the other videos of the series in the end screen or in the description, and I will see you in the next one.